to Cric World Straight Up by Vijay and Prabhu.
Welcome back, friends. India beat West Indies today by 3-0, and it seems that Prabhu's prediction came true.
Hello friends, and yes, India really worked very hard to get a comfortable victory against West Indies. They never looked in danger. I thought the captaincy was quite spot on by Rohit. Good bowling changes, and the players backed him up really well.
Yeah, so what do you specifically think about Rohit Sharma's captaincy for this particular series?
But I thought he was a bit flexible because he opened with Prasidh in the first game, and then he bowled him one down as a change bowler in the second game and in the third game as well. So it showed that he's allowing the flexibility to try Prasidh in different situations.
Okay.
And as it turned out, it worked really well for India.
Okay, and what about his picking two spinners?
Yeah, I mean, playing in India in spin would be some kind of strength, and we had one genuine leg spinner in Chahal, and then he picked Sunder in all the three games, and then he brought back Kuldeep, again a left arm leg spinner.
Yeah.
I mean, they had to be played because they had the quality and the skill to play against West Indies.
Sure. So let's talk about now West Indies. How did West Indies fare, especially the captaincy? Now, apart from the first ball duck for Kieron Pollard, he did not manage to actually do anything in the second and the third. Apparently, he had a niggle, and Nicholas Pooran took over. He was the standing captain. I thought that captaincy was pretty ordinary. They let India get away every time. They managed to get their first few wickets cheaply in most games, but then I think took the pedal of the gas. About Pollard, anyway, he didn't have much to do anyways. He was defending only 170 runs in the first game. So, but Nicholas Pooran, I didn't really feel that he was innovative and anything that was stand out for me.
Yeah, I mean, he had a more than able replacement in Odean Smith, and who got wickets every time. But at the end of 4 overs, he thought that was the end of the spell for him. Well, if he kept them on for a couple of more overs, maybe things would have been different and got a couple of wickets. On the other hand, if you look at the Indian batting, the middle order, it was tested, and someone stood up every time. Be it Suryakumar, Yadav, it could be Shreyas Iyer, Rishabh Pant. They all weighed in with contributions in every game.
Yeah. And I think to an extent, they kind of had good replacement, like-for-like replacement. Shardul Thakur was actually rested for the last game. They brought in Deepak Chahal. He kind of delivered. He had 2 wickets and also made 30-odd runs, quick fire. And I think there was a man of the match kind of, or player of the match kind of, tussle between him and Shreyas Iyer. So what are the other positives you reckon?
I think the spinners bowled very well. I thought they were attacking, and they never allowed the West Indians to settle. Then, as we discussed in an earlier episode, the Indians were not able to get wickets in the power play. And this time, in every game, we delivered. We got wickets. So, kudos to the Indian pace team who got wickets for us in every game. That was one of the deficiencies in the last couple of years, and it looks as if we are working our way through it.
Okay, all right. So, look, there were 3 different pitches on the same ground that were used, and actually, everybody thought that they would be favoring the spin all the time, but they didn't. They have variable bounds, and majority of the time that the West Indies actually did well is because of that particular bounce. Odean Smith did very well. He had that, hit the deck hard kind of thing. He was bowling in 140s So I think, all in all, even Walsh Jr., I think he's related to Courtney Walsh.
Yeah.
Isn't he?
I'm not sure about that, but he bowled a good leg break and he bowled very well in the last game.
Yeah.
I thought the other 2 fast bowlers, Timar Roach and Aljari Joseph, as well as actually Jason Holder, they bowled very, very steadily without too much luck and probably not enough support from the captain.
Yeah. Well, I think that's what it is. If you were to sum it up, what would you say?
I think the main difference was I would say the lack of pressure from the West Indians. I won't say so much as Rohit's captaincy because he had it easy comparatively. He had the runs, they had to get them, and they were never looked in the chase. But when India was batting, we always lost a couple of wickets, or 2 or 3 wickets, because as you can see, Rohit and Virat didn't really get off, did too much in the series. So we were wickets down, and all they had to do was put the pressure. They just
Yeah, they didn't have enough. You're absolutely right. Yeah. All right.
And if you look at the player of the series, Prasidh, hitting the deck hard, bowling 140 Ks, brilliant. I haven't seen, probably the last spell of this kind, similar kind, would be from Bumrah, and that was a while ago in India, I'm saying.
Yeah, no, interesting. Actually, you make a good point. Bumrah was rested, so was Shami. So the premier Indian bowlers were not actually on the show, and the stand-in bench, as you call it, they delivered, I would say. Wouldn't you?
Yes, absolutely. It would be very interesting once these guys come back along with Jadeja to see what kind of approach Indians take going forward to the World Cup this year as well as the one in next year.
Sure.
Well, Vijay, job well done. India beating West Indies 3-0 in the ODIs. Now on to the T20s. Just a quick update, Aksar and Rahul are out due to injury, and Gaikwad and Huda are in the team now.
Okay.
That brings us to the end of this episode, Vijay.
Remember to like, share and subscribe, and thank you once again for your continued support.
Thanks for watching. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Make sure to subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell, and please share the video. Thank you so much and see you on our next video. Bye!